Africa and could tape a boxer that well. You know, so there are so many talents around. We just need a little bit more support, and we can get there. And what do you think? Don't you think that George Ashi is allowing Ebenezer Lamptey to come into the game too much? He's building up on points because now he's jabbing. He's getting his straight jabs onto George Ashi.
Yeah, rightly so. But I think that my difficulty, even in this bout, even though we are witnessing an excellent bout, is that I'm not seeing a lot of jabs. I'm not seeing a lot of jabs in this particular bout so far. This is the third round that we are in.
Is it to say that these boxers have too much respect for each other?
Well, to some extent, yes. But then the question is that do the jabs are not coming? I mean, do they really? Are they even taught when to jab and how to jab? You understand me? This is another question we have to ask ourselves.
All right, so we'll be going for another commercial break, and we'll come back with some more action here from the Metro TV Academy Park. Viewers. Well, so welcome back to the Metro TV Academy Park, and it's the first night of the very first in the series of the Fist of Fury, brought to you by kind courtesy of Metro TV and Optimum Media Prime. We're watching the first bout between George Ashi of the Atokwashi Gym and Ebenezer Lamptey of the Believer Gym, both here in Accra. George Ashi is in his red trunks and Ebenezer Lamptey is in his white trunks. So far, it's been kind of level. Both boxers have shown a lot of stamina. They've displayed a lot of skill, and it's very close to call right now. And we're just waiting to see which boxer would be going down or which boxer will be able to get a knockout. If we're not getting a knockout, then definitely we're going to travel the full distance of 8 rounds. Well, I'd just like to acknowledge some more personalities gathered here with us this evening. I've already mentioned the president of the African Boxing Union, who also happens to be a vice president of the World Boxing Council. I'd also like viewers to know that he was in town. He's conducted a few seminars with boxing licensees here in Ghana. The first one was with him and all boxing trainers. No, I beg your pardon, it was with him and ring officials, and it went very, very well. He's also going to have one with the boxing managers and promoters, as well as match commissioners and other stakeholders in the sport. So we're into round 4, and we're halfway through the bout, and George actually looking very focused with a normal mean look. He just stunned Ebenezer Lamptey.
Excellent left and right hooks from George Ashi.
Yeah, but
good counter punching also coming from Ben Lamptey.
Yeah, but what this fight hasn't seen is the follow-ups. You know.
Yeah,
the 2-punch combinations. We're not seeing
the follow-ups are not. We are not seeing a lot of body connects. You understand me? But excellent right hook from George Ashi. Another left one from George Ashi again. And I think that George Ashi is trying to impose his skill on Ben Lamptey. But I like the resilience of Ben Lamptey. He's not giving up. He's also fighting back so strongly. And that is what makes this fight very exciting. I fall in love with Ben Lamptey. He has a lot of resilience. He has a lot of guts. He's ready to match George Ashi. He's not intimidated by the presence of George Ashi and his records and his fame. Not at all. You understand me?
But what I need to see more of is the punches. I just need to see more of the combinations. I need a pacey bout. You know. The movement is a bit too slow for my liking.
An excellent
this evening.
That is an excellent left also coming from Ben Lamptey. Yeah, that's a good one from Ben Lamptey. But I mean, what you are talking about definitely have to come from the trainers. They have to teach them the boxers that. You understand me? And that if they have not done that, then definitely you don't expect us to see that exhibited in the course of the bout. But I think so far so good. George Ashi has come out to prove that look, he's the George Ashi that we used to know, and that he's still there. Ben Lamptey is coming up strongly against him, but he's still there as George Ashi. So I mean, so far it's going very well, and I'm in love with the footwork of Ben Lamptey. You look at him, he seems well conditioned. His foot movement, he doesn't. If you look, he doesn't backpedal so easily because George Ashi is punching him. No.
And when we talk about conditioning, you know, many boxers come to these bouts and they are found wanting in that regard. But this time around, we're seeing both boxers who are, you know,
good left hook from Ben Lamptey. Good. An excellent one also coming from George Ashi.
That was
good left and right from George Ashi.
Are we seeing any of the boxers coming down at this moment?
It's going to be difficult. I like the exchange of fists coming from the two boxers.
You know, George Ashi always likes to take advantage of these exchanges.
That is it. There is toe-to-toe. There is toe-to-toe at its best, toe-to-toe. But I think Ben Lamptey must be very careful. He seems to be throwing wild punches, and immediately you throw wild punches, the weight goes behind it, and it affects your positioning.
Yeah, if he
you understand me?
Like you're saying, I agree with you, because if he continues to throw wild punches, then when we know that he could be walking into a very bad right.
That he will become vulnerable for any punch coming from George Ashi, no matter how harmless it is. You understand me?
Exactly.
Because
the point.
it becomes unbalanced when it comes to the wild punches that he throws, and he has to be very careful about the punches. He has to throw the punches steadily. He doesn't have to throw wild punches.
Jeffrey, you know what I suspect? I'm expecting
a slip from
the last
George
two
Ashi.
rounds to be more pacey, and I'm expecting some more action. I'm expecting both boxers to try to outwit each other when it comes to the exchange of punches and all of that. I'd just like to remind viewers that we're watching the Fist of Fury series. This is the very first night of the Fist of Fury series, which is brought to you by kind courtesy of Metro TV here at the Metro TV Academy Park. We're watching some slow motions of the fourth round of the bout between George Ashi. That's a nice left hook, like
from
you said.
George Ashi. Excellent. It landed to another left hook again from George Ashi.
And it looks like Ebenezer Lamptey has his guard up, but unfortunately, George Ashi is just finding a way to penetrating.
And I like the way George Ashi do the you know, he hit the double fist, and that's superb. You hardly see our boxers today doing that.
The double fist is good, but like I said, I'm just expecting him to follow up some more. I want to see some three-punch combinations.
Yeah, the follow-up was not coming. Even the double one, he doesn't want to relax.
For too much? You think
no.
Seconds out.
In this division, I mean, you are looking at a
round
five. I mean, that is serious.
Also here with us this evening is the CEO of Geodrill Limited and a very good friend of Azuma Zoom Nelson. He's an ardent fan of boxing, and as a matter of fact, he was with Azuma Nelson in Sydney, Australia, when he fought Jeff Fennick in that historic comeback bout on June 24th last year. Also here with us this evening is Mr. Ray Kwaku, whose contributions to the development of boxing in this country are immense and cannot be outlined, even with all these hours that we have to do commentary this evening. Fine gentleman indeed, and he has to be commended for all the good work he's done for boxing.
If you watch, you know what is happening in this round. Ben Lamptey is closing George Ashi. He was trying to cut the ring size. You understand me? And George Ashi at a point in time was a bit shaky in trying to throw his punches. And I think that Ben Lamptey has done very well so far. He's been excellent. He's giving George Ashi a good run for his money. And it shows that we have a lot of boxers, I mean, that if given a platform, they'll be able to prove what they have.
So if the order should continue like this, if we should have the repeat of the old order in the next 3 rounds, what do you think? How do you think the fight is going to go in terms of the decision?
The decisions, George Ashi is landing more accurately as compared to Ben Lamptey. You understand?
You think he's being more aggressive?
Yeah, he's been more aggressive. You know, in boxing, I mean, the aggressor normally is the one that is convinces a lot of judges. I mean, if it was Joe Kazadi, Bernard Hopkins, I mean, all Joe Kazadi was being more aggressive. At the end of the day, he was giving a point.
I mean, we're in the 5th round, and already George Ashi is back paddling and doing a little bit of razzmatazz in the ring.
Yeah, because
he's getting very comfortable.
Because he thought that Ben Lamptey would give up. You understand me? He's not giving up. Ben Lamptey is actually pressing on, punching, chasing him here and there. Who is doing the chasing? It's Ben Lamptey that is doing most of the chasing, as compared to George Ashi. You understand me? And you know, when a boxer is put under a lot of pressure, a champion is put under a lot of pressure, the champion sometimes commit a lot of mistakes. You understand me? Good left coming from Ben Lamptey.
So it's 5 rounds so far, and if you ask me, I wouldn't say that. In as much as Ebenezer Lamptey has impressed everybody here with his conditioning and his being able to stand up to George Ashi for 5 rounds, I don't think that he's given George Ashi too tough a run, because as you can see, George Ashi is very, very comfortable in the ring. He's just taking his time and just landing the jabs when he has to, landing the hooks, doing the 2-punch combinations when he has to. Yeah,
you know, Ben Lamptey, you can pardon him. He has a problem with his technique. You understand me? And he doesn't land accurately. He has to work on that if he really want to become a champion. and he's physically he's very strong. You understand me? And so his trainers have to build upon that. Believer has to build upon that. You understand the natural physique that he has.
All right, thank you very much, Jeffrey. So it's the end of round 5, and we'll be going on to the next few rounds. But we're here. We'll be Metro TV Academy Park, and this is the first night of the Fist of Fury series, and this is also the first bout between George Ashi and Ben Lamptey. We've done 5 rounds so far, and if you ask me, it's pretty close to call, but slightly George Ashi could be ahead in terms of points and in terms of aggression, but it's a slow-paced bout, and so far Eben Lamptey has proven everybody wrong, because normally opponents will come to George Ashi and they'll crumble within the space of 5 rounds. But we're seeing him standing up to George Ashi. With me here in commentary position, I'd like to remind you